So as you guys can see, I'm wearing a parka. Yesterday I took Penny to the park and it was a beautiful sunny day. I was just wearing a normal t-shirt, and then yesterday or last week it was a blizzard and it was snowing like crazy, and today we have snow again. It came a lot earlier than expected. I thought it was supposed to come around this afternoon, so I think it's gonna continue snowing. But the scary thing is that there's ice everywhere. It's 20 degrees right now, and I'm sure for some of you it's like, oh, that's nothing, but either way, like, it's cold, okay? It's real cold. I am going to go grocery shopping, but I thought it would be a really good time to talk to you guys about how weather affects your body. So if like I think everybody knows that like whenever there's a massive weather change, that will affect you no matter who you are. But I think something that is like really important to point out is that if you have arthritis, whether it's rheumatoid arthritis, spondyloarthritis, whatever, you're basically walking barometers, and a walking barometer is what I call somebody that could feel pressure change within their body. And if you have migraines too, whenever there's snowing, my mind just feels so good and clear. But that like massive weather change from like it being perfectly great to snowing, that is what triggers massive migraines for me. I typically have my migraines in the summer when we have our summer storms in Colorado. Almost every single day the clouds will roll off the mountains around 5 o'clock and then just dump rain and thunder all over Denver, and it's the best, but it always gives me a migraine. I just wanted to talk about my tips and tricks for dealing with that weather change, dealing with some pain, sexual. I just got a new car, and so I have to talk about it. I have been on the market for purchasing a car for a really long time, and I had a budget, but I decided to go up just a little bit more to get heated seat warmers and to get a heated steering wheel. And this is the first time I really get to test it out, and I'm just so hyped about it. But the first and foremost thing is obviously do your best to stay warm. So heated seat warmers, heated blankets, all of that. If you can have a heating pad at work, absolutely do that, because that will just make life so much better for you. But also, you know, I'm gonna say take your Epsom salt baths. And do yoga, like stretch as much as possible. And whenever you feel that your joints are getting stiff because of the weather, don't let that stop you from being active. Instead of going out for a walk outside, go to a local gym or something and use a treadmill or whatever. But I completely understand wanting to stay inside and wanting to just care for your body. And though that might be the best case, obviously, like, you do a judgment call, do your best to remain active so your body doesn't like get super tense around your joints. And so that could be what I typically do, is take a really hot bath and then do yoga. If you do have arthritis, you might have a lot of triggering with the winter, but I always make sure I take a bath, do yoga, do some stretching, try to remain active, have my heating blanket on me before I take pain medication. I try to do everything I can before taking some pain medication. With that said, I'm gonna go grocery shopping because I feel like my car is officially warmed up, even though my toes are freezing. Yeah, I just bought this car. I'm still trying to figure out how to send heat towards my toes. So really quick, those are all of my tips about dealing with joint pain and weather changes. Just give me a second to go grocery shopping, and then I'll share my tips with how weather changes affect your gut. This is super important for people that have Crohn's and ulcerative colitis. Okay, I just got back from grocery shopping, and just like spending not even an hour outside, just like walking towards my car, going into the store, coming back to my car, my hip joints are like are like frozen. Like I feel resistance when I walk, and crazy. I hope you guys don't mind me putting away my stuff as I tell you the other tips. When it comes to having Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis, and how the weather affects you, it is just kind of like how your body naturally functions, but you just experience symptoms a lot more severely than other people. Like a perfect example is that in the winter, we are typically a lot more dehydrated than we think. In the summer, you know, we're sweating, we got our glow on, and so we know to drink water, but when it's snowing outside, all we want to do is have coffee, hot cocoa, all of that stuff, but we are a lot more dehydrated than we think we are. The other thing is that we typically are inside a lot more, so we are low in vitamin D, and when you have a chronic illness in general, but specifically Crohn's, you are very, very low in vitamin D, and so you want to make sure that you get your sunlight, but also make sure that you eat your greens that are high in vitamin D. So I got some baby kale and some spinach, green beans, and broccolini to make sure I'm getting all of my vitamins and nutrients. It's really important to also eat your vegetables and anything else that would help your immune system, because interestingly enough, it is like most common, I don't know, some studies have shown that it's most common for people that have Crohn's disease to have flares in the winter, specifically around November and around March. And I'm really going to pay attention to myself for the next couple of years to see if that's true for me. It's not true for everyone, obviously. I feel like in the winter, all of my symptoms really calm down. But the reason why that there's this theory that the majority of people who have Crohn's have flares during November and March is because our immune systems are down. Think about it. We just went, all the kiddos just got back to school, there's all these germs everywhere, then you have our flu shots, and it's just this, there is just this depreciation of our immune system, dealing with work and school and everything like that. And so it makes sense that when our immune system's down, something like the common cold could trigger a flare. The second thing is that when you are eating, when it's cold outside, your body just slows down its digestion. That's just a fact for everyone, but if you have Crohn's or ulcerative colitis, you might experience it a little bit more severely. And so for me, I digest chicken really, really well compared to any other meat, and so I got chicken breakfast sausages just to heat up. And though I do like cold snacks, this is garlic hummus, I typically always try to have a hot meal once a day. And I know that doesn't seem like much, especially when it's winter, but I always try to have like stew or pasta or soup or something like that that is super, super hot and will stay hot in my belly as it gets down there, just because it's a lot easier to digest, and frankly, it just feels good, you know. I also make it a point to have at least something hot for breakfast. So yes, I have coffee every single morning, but I at least try to make some scrambled eggs or chicken sausage or whatever, something that is very, very warm, because that will kickstart the enzymes within your stomach to kind of get them ready for the day, and get them, like, essentially wake them up. I'm not saying that this is going to help your metabolism or anything like that, but when you are cold, your digestive system is just slower, and so having a hot breakfast is really going to help your digestion throughout the day. Fun fact, these things, the Lingling pot stickers, I'm not saying they're healthy for you. I'm not saying that. Don't listen to me. But these are like my favorite things of all time. Last but not least, this is so important during the winter, especially because we have Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, is do your absolute best to avoid sugar at all costs. And so when I mean avoid sugar, I mean eat your apples, have your berries, except try to avoid and try to not overindulge on the sugary desserts. For example, you need to have pumpkin pie on Thanksgiving. It's the law. You can't break it. And don't mess with it. Don't make it a sugar-free pumpkin pie. But I'm saying don't have a pumpkin pie every single day for the month of November. Can you please get out of there? just do your best, because having a high sugar diet kills good bacteria within your stomach. It increases inflammation within the body. It increases food intolerances, and it increases skin irritations. And when you are in winter, so many people have eczema, and so that's just going to make your eczema flare even more. So do your best to limit the sugar as much as possible. Something for me is that I try to find the best salad dressings. I have a salad every single day for lunch, and so I am just trying to find something that tastes good and might have sugar in it, but I do my best to not. So a perfect example is that my favorite dressing of all time is the Ken Steakhouse raspberry walnut vinaigrette. It's light, it does have sugar in it. So 2 tablespoons is 80 calories, and has 7 grams of sugar. But the sugar in here, that's the most important thing. Oh, it just says sugar. It didn't say the type of sugar. Well, that's, I don't know. So I don't know if I'm going to recommend it because of that. And also this in Brienne's champagne style vinaigrette. And this has 5 grams of sugar for 2 tablespoons. But I can't find like where they add the sugar. So it could just be from the Dijon mustard and everything else that's in here. These 2 are my absolute favorite. This one is sweet because of the raspberry, but it's so good. I love this for my summer salads. And then this is just delicious. I have repurchased these multiple times. And then also, I don't drink red wine, but I like cooking with it, and so red wine vinegar is super good. Get out of my bag, lady. I hope this video was helpful for you. If you guys have any more tips and recommendations for how you deal with your pain or any symptoms you have when it gets super cold, please list them in the comment section down below. I will see you guys in my next video. Remember, you are never alone. Bye.